It's just a couple blocks. Yeah, that's right.
What do you do this time of year?
We're doing
Nooks, revamping?
How you doing?
Yeah.
What did you say?
I said, look how close I was. All right, it is 7 o'clock, so we will call the regular meeting of the Seminole Airport Authority. Roll call, please, Jay.
Chris Adson.
Here.
Trace Connor. Tim Poplin.
Here.
Eddie Foreman.
Here.
John Kramer.
Here.
Larry Church.
Here.
Corey Crabtree.
Here.
Dana Miller.
Here.
Jeff Griffin.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Consideration and action of consent agenda.
So moved.
Second. Roll call, please.
Chris Adson.
Yes.
Tim Poplin.
Yes.
Eddie Foreman.
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Larry Church.
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Dana Miller.
Yes.
Jeff Griffin.
Yes.
Motion passes.
With no items removed from the consent agenda and with no appearances or petitions from the audience, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Those opposed, like sign. After that, motion passes. So we'll move on to the Seminole Gas Authority. Roll call, please.
Larry Church.
Here.
Tim Poplin.
Here.
Corey Crabtree.
Here.
Dana Miller.
Here.
Trace Connor. John Kramer.
Here.
Chris Adson.
Here.
Eddie Foreman.
Here.
Jeff Griffin.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Consideration and action of consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Larry Church.
Yes.
Tim Poplin.
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Dana Miller.
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Chris Adson.
Yes.
Eddie Foreman.
Yes.
Jeff Griffin.
Yes.
Motion passes.
With no items removed from consent agenda and no appearances or petitions from the audience, again, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Motion passes. We'll move into the Seminole Municipal Authority regular meeting. Roll call, please.
John Kramer.
Here.
Trace Connor. Chris Anson.
Here.
Dana Miller.
Here.
Corey Crabtree.
Here.
Tim Poplin.
Here.
Eddie Foreman.
Here.
Larry Church.
Here.
Jeff Griffin.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Consideration and action of consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Dana Miller.
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Tim Poplin.
Yes.
Eddie Foreman.
Yes.
Larry Church.
Yes.
Jeff Griffin.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Again, with no items removed from the consent agenda and no appearances or petitions from the audience, again, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Motion passes. I'll now call to order the regular meeting of the Seminole Utilities Authority. Roll call, please.
Corey Crabtree.
Here.
Eddie Foreman.
Here.
Tim Poplin.
Here.
Dana Miller.
Here.
Larry Church.
Here.
Chris Adson.
Here.
John Kramer.
Here.
Trace Connor. Jeff Griffin.
Here.
We have a quorum.
I didn't notice we had anyone sign in, or it wouldn't be for this one, it'd be for the next meeting.
It's for council.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll just be ready. Under current business, item 1, consideration and possible action to approve the declaration of easements, commercial use covenants, conditions and restrictions with RCL Development of Seminole LLC regarding covenants for the land appropriated for the Family Entertainment Center. That was a rather lengthy document.
It was, and that was at least our fourth generation or iteration of trying to get it nailed down. I think that this is something that we can live with. It's fairly standard in commercial areas to have covenants, so in order to get the deed filed and get it under our name so we can start the Family Entertainment Center. We would encourage you to pass this.
Move approval.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Corey Crabtree,
Yes.
Eddie Foreman,
Yes.
Tim Poplin,
Yes.
Dana Miller,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Chris Anson,
Yes.
John Kramer,
Yes.
Jeff Griffin.
Yes.
Motion passes.
And we entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Motion passes. With that, we'll call to order the regular meeting for the Seminole City Council. Roll call, please.
Tim Poplin.
Here.
Corey Crabtree.
Here.
Larry Church,
Here.
Trace Connor, Chris Anson,
Here.
Eddie Foreman,
Here.
Dana Miller,
Here.
John Kramer,
Here.
Jeff Griffin.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Salute. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Corey, would you lead a prayer, please?
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for the privilege it is to serve our community. God, I would ask that you would bless this meeting and bless our decisions and our discussions. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Consideration and action of consent agenda. Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Tim Poplin.
Yes.
Corey Crabtree,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Chris Anson,
Yes.
Eddie Foreman,
Yes.
Dana Miller,
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Motion passes.
With no items removed from the consent agenda, we'll move into appearances or petitions from the audience. And our guest tonight is Jackie Dill.
Hey everybody, Happy New Year.
Happy
Hope you
New
guys
Year.
have had a great year so far. I'm here today just to kind of give you a brief update on what the Arts Council's been up to. I feel like 2024 is going to be a great year for Seminole and our community, and a lot of that has to do with what I've seen happen between the cities of Seminole and our community groups in 2023. So the Arts Council started something we call the Artist Collective of Seminole, Oklahoma, which is a group of local artists who just want to give back to the community. This is not, it's kind of like a committee of the Arts Council, but they have more freedom. They can be more creative, and they can also create economic opportunities for themselves, pay their taxes and all that, and hopefully that'll bring, more arts revenue into our area. We've also got them working on trash can lids downtown. I don't know if you've seen some of the painted trash can lids going out. We've got more that are going out. I think a couple went out just a couple days ago. We've got more that are in progress right now. We also just recently signed a lease with the Urban Renewal Authority to start developing a pocket park on Main Street, and we're meeting with the engineer again on Saturday, so to brainstorm further and talk about phase development. And if you guys know anybody who wants to participate with that project, please send them my way, because that's only going to be successful with collaborations. We've opened submissions for our 2024 mural project, and I want to thank you guys again for approving funding for the Hope Bird mural. I've heard nothing but great things about it. I feel like everybody loves it. We have calls open for an artist to submit proposals to us for the 2024 project, and I'm hoping in February that I emailed Sharon, kind of missed the deadline to get on the agenda today, but I'm hoping next month that we could talk about maybe funding another project for 2024. The Arts Council would like to request a match up to $5,000 for the project. But just planting that seed with you guys today so you have some time to think about it. I also, that collaboration to make that possible, I want to also thank you guys. I've seen you collaborate with us. You guys collaborate with the Boomtown Rebuild and really helped make that happen. The Disc Golf Association, I just read about that too, about the new disc golf buckets out there, and I'm super thankful for you guys. It's like we see you guys seeing us, And that's nice. Thank you so much for that. And one last thing, the only other thing I wanted to bring up, just as a citizen of the community who utilizes the auditorium at City Hall quite often, we really need some attention to those bathrooms. I noticed y'all got some nice new entryways in there, and there has been some construction done in the building, so y'all kind of, it seems like y'all might know how to make this happen. But we would like some new public bathrooms that are good for our events, so we don't have to pay for porta potties every time we have something going on downtown. But that's it, that's all I got. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions for Jackie? Okay, thank you. Move on to approvals and acceptances, bids, purchasing, item 1. Consideration and possible action to approve the sole quote of $8,000 from Tri-County Heat and Air LLC to replace a rooftop air conditioner and ductwork for the server room at the police department, a budgeted capital improvement project for fiscal year 2023-24.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Tim Poplin.
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Larry Church.
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Eddie Foreman.
Yes.
Dana Miller.
yes,
John Kramer.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 2, consideration and possible action to approve the low quote of $8,001.10 from Johnson Fitness and Wellness for the purchase of 2 new cardio machines for the Reynolds Wellness Center, a budgeted capital improvement project for fiscal year 2023-24.
Move approval.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Tim Poplin.
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Larry Church.
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Abstain.
Eddie Foreman.
Yes.
Dana Miller.
yes,
John Kramer.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 3, consideration and possible action to approve the low bid of $45,277 from John Vance Fleet Services for a 2023 Ford F-150 Crew Cab pickup to replace a 2015 Tahoe that was totaled, with funding for the new truck from insurance proceeds of $19,374 and the balance of $25,903 from the police department's impoundments account in Fund 92 Special Projects.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Tim Poplin.
Yes, sir.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Larry Church.
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Eddie Foreman.
Yes.
Dana Miller.
yes,
John Kramer.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 4, consideration and possible action to approve the low bid of $720,400 from Central Weatherproofing to replace roofs on City Hall, the Seminole Public Library, and the Reynolds Wellness Center to be funded from insurance proceeds of the May 2022 tornadoes.
Move to approve.
Second.
So, would you like to share a little bit about?
Yeah, there was some
Research.
discussion at last month's meeting, and we went back and did our research on it, and we're recommending the same thing that we recommended last time, which is this company should be awarded the bid, and that's probably all I need to say, but it was checked out thoroughly, and we have full confidence in you guys, so I don't know if you have any questions of the contractors, but we'd be, especially anything that was raised in last month's meeting. I think there was a question raised as to whether or not the company could perform and finish the
I think
project.
the question was, or that arose from conversation, was your experience with this type of roof and.
Yeah, I'd like to address that. if that's okay.
Please.
So driving over here, I started doing a little bit of math about my roof experience. I have 38 years of roofing experience. I started roofing when I was in college. That was my summer job. After I graduated from Brigham Young University with a business degree, I started pro roofing in California. And we contracted there for 14 years, focused mainly on commercial, built-up roofing, modified roofing, and I also got involved in being a representative for the State Contractors License Board and inspecting other commercial work by other contractors. I sold that company in 2002 and started another company with my brother, Randy Olson, in Utah. And we focused primarily on installing Versico roofing systems. And we became certified in 2013. And I continued associated with him pretty intensely until his son joined him, and then we kind of stepped away. 2010, I started Central Weatherproofing in Edmond, and we're Versico certified installer under Olson Roofing and under Central Weatherproofing. And my son Aaron, he's my partner. He's got 15 years of experience. The first 5 years of experience he didn't get paid, but now he gets paid for that. Lastly, we know how to install roofs. I was called last month by the gentleman that works for the Army Corps of Engineers, who'd been hired by Tinker Air Force Base to install $50 million worth of commercial roofing at Tinker. He wanted to know if I was interested in being a commercial inspector for them. I said I wasn't interested in that, but I would help them find someone that was qualified to do that position. And so that's true. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, I have a question.
Please.
So I apologize for not being here at the last meeting. So I'm noticing the three buildings, City Hall, Public Library, and the Wellness Center. Can I ask about where or why we decided these three? Because I'm aware of another city building that the roof's about to cave in. So the animal shelter, I got a call from them this morning that said that they've been trying to get someone to come and fix the roof, and they're afraid that the snow is coming in is going to cave it in. So is there a reason why these three are at the top and others are waiting?
Yes.
I might be able to help you with that. I was contacted by the police department from Seminole to give a bid on that building.
Mhm.
So we submitted a bid for that.
So we're doing that separately? Is that what it is?
These are the last three of a group of 6 that we have an engineer who was going to do the turnkey project. The animal shelter unfortunately was not on that list, but we do know that they need a roof. And I think John has been talking to roofers to try and get somebody here to fix that.
I guess my question is, since it was tornado damage, or is it tornado damage, the reason why the roof is in disrepair?
Yeah, this is one that we were fighting over for an extended period of time. As you're aware, we went with Brown O'Haver, who's been trying to get our claim up to what it costs. We're still far under what the insurance paid. The expense of replacing the roof is more than what the insurance company has reimbursed. So we've been fighting all this time. We hired the engineer, third-party engineer, to go out and do the spec and bid it for us, and that's where we're at. So we let the first 3, there's 3 more to come, and we're aware of the issues. Not aware of it collapsing or being in danger of collapse. This is the first I've heard of that. But we are aware. Right now, the major concern is getting some heat in that building.
Yeah, they don't have heating.
Right.
They don't have hot water, and the roof they're worried. I was told this morning they were worried the roof is going to cave in.
That's news. That's brand new to me.
So I guess my question is this $720,000 is just for those 3. That doesn't mean that's all the insurance proceeds for all city buildings. If the shelter didn't make it in this round, they're still able to get insurance proceeds for their building to get a roof repaired.
Yes, but just to be clear, the insurance proceeds are not enough to do the entire job. So we'll be supplementing, we'll come to you, the city council, for any supplement. But yes, our plan is to have it repaired, clearly.
So do we kind of have a when it might be, or how long it might be before we can get to the point?
Well, I'm going to ask Sharon, you got any projection on when we might be able to?
So, the police chief is taking bids right now, so he should be able to bring something to you at the next meeting.
So, one of my questions then would be, since they said they thought the roof may fall in, you know, I mean, I don't know. Is that something we could get our city inspector to go out and check and make sure that it's safe and not going to fall in?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
As I understand it, it's the ceiling and stuff that's falling.
The lower ceiling?
Yeah, where it's
The
raining,
acoustic.
leaking in on it.
It's just, but this part of it, not the actual roof, just the
That's
Well,
my
the
understanding.
water is coming
I
from a
have-
leak in the roof.
Right. I haven't inspected, I went by there and no one was there. Not today, yesterday. I went by. But that's my understanding. So it's the ceiling is running at about a little more rain and it'll come down. Of course, that'll mean hot light fixtures and all that stuff too.
Well, the light fixtures should stay up because it's all hung by
I know.
wires, but.
The grid should
ceiling
stay, the tiles
could
may
come
fall
down,
through.
yeah. Sure. Okay. Any other questions?
And that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have an item on the table. Consideration.
I believe we have a motion and a second.
We did have a motion second.
Yes, we did.
Look how long my attention span is. Roll call, please.
Tim Poplin.
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Larry Church.
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Eddie Foreman.
Yes.
Dana Miller.
Yes.
John Kramer. Motion passes.
Item 5, consideration and possible action to approve the quote from Cowan Group in the amount of $80,000 for engineering services to construct ADA-compliant sidewalks on Main Street between Osage and Evans to be 100% funded upon approval of TSET grant.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Mayor, I have a
Okay.
question. Is this just for the engineering?
Yes, sir.
Is TSET promised us money for actually the construction of the sidewalks?
No. So our plan is to do the engineering first and go back with their engineering and go back for construction funds.
Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Tim Poplin.
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Larry Church.
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Eddie Foreman.
Yes.
Dana Miller.
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Under current business, item 6, consideration and possible action to approve the fiscal year 2024 cooperative agreement with the Oklahoma Tobacco Settlement Endowment Trust effective from January 1st through June 30th, 2024, first 6 months of a 2-year agreement for grant number BEWPSE00472_FY24 in the amount of $80,000 for engineering services related to construction of ADA-compliant sidewalks on Main Street between Osage and Evans.
Move approval.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Tim Poplin.
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Larry Church.
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Eddie Foreman.
Yes.
Dana Miller.
Yes.
John Kramer. Motion passes.
Item 7, consideration and possible action to approve the fiscal year 2024 cooperative agreement with the Oklahoma Tobacco Settlement Endowment Trust effective from January 1st through June 30th, 2024, first 6 months of a 2-year agreement for grant number BECSE00472_FY24 in the amount of $250,000 for construction of a new all-inclusive Boomtown playground.
Did we understand that the total amount of the grant was gonna be more than, it's gonna be more than the 500,000?
Yes, sir. It'll come in two tranches, one in this fiscal year, one in next fiscal year.
Thank you.
Good question. Motion to approve.
Second.
CJ, it wasn't me that time. Roll call, please.
Tim Poplin.
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Larry Church.
Yes.
Chris Hansen.
Yes.
Eddie Foreman.
Yes.
Dana Miller.
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, we'll move on to remarks and inquiries of mayor and council members. So we'll start from the bottom and work our way up. Ward 4, Chris Hansen. All right. Ward 3, Tim Poplin.
I have nothing, thank you.
I skipped Corey because he should have been before me, but Ward 3, Corey Crabtree.
I don't have a whole lot, but I did go down to city offices today, and I will say it looks pretty good in there. I like the paint, I like the floor. I think it is a much better improvement than what it was, so. I think that's Wasana that's doing that, who's been working on it, so.
Yeah, it's a group effort,
Group
but
effort.
yeah, she and Jay kind of
Okay.
spearheaded the
It-
deal.
It all looks great, it looks updated and looks much better,
Yeah.
so. That's all I have.
Ward 1, oh, I guess Ward 2. Eddie Foreman.
Another mayor.
Maybe I just anticipated that. Ward 2, John Kramer. Ward 1, Dana Miller.
Thank you, Mayor. I did have one constituent message that came through in mid-December. I believe it went to everyone. I reached out to Steve about it, and it was from a citizen who was concerned about moving budget dollars, city budget dollars from demolition projects to the downtown area. And so, but I was able to clear up for Steve that it looked like that on the last agenda, but that's not really what happened. So I was able to reply to her, but I just didn't know if anyone else had heard or.
I talked to her on the phone.
Okay, good. Okay, good. So I just want to let you know that I followed up on that. And again, just the issue with the animal shelter, if anyone could look into that as quickly as possible. It did seem today that there was some urgency in getting those issues addressed. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I just want to talk a little bit about the functions we had downtown.
It's okay, I didn't have anything to say.
Larry, I'm so anxious to get going.
Well, I won't disappoint you, I don't have anything to say today. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. All the activities we had during Christmas time downtown, I've heard nothing but good things from our citizens and those that attended. One of the evenings, the church that's just up the road here, the old First Baptist Church, I can't remember the name, but, they held an event as well. They had kind of a traditional, I don't know, what would you call it, traditional Indian Christmas maybe, Native American Christmas?
Okay.
I don't know, it was pretty cool to go down and see that. There were quite a few people walking around, but, it's great to have those different events so people can, one, show their culture, but again, celebrate Christmas together. So hopefully next year they'll do it again and maybe more people can go down. I have to say their hot chocolate was about the best I've had. It really good.
It's softy in it.
In there. So anyway, I do have a complaint though. I know he's not listening, but I still don't have internet. And, he's not here tonight to give a hard time.
If you leave him alone, you might get it.
Yeah, I haven't bothered him any, so
Yeah,
that's
right,
okay.
every week.
You're at the end of the street, but
I know.
it's gonna wait.
All right.
You moved out there.
Is your sewer working?
My sewer? Yes, it is. It's all
all you
good.
need.
Be happy then, okay?
I'm at the beginning of the line, so. With that, we'll move on to reports from our city manager, Steve Saxon.
Thank you. I do want to let you know, we are, based upon the new, or the police department crashing a vehicle, we are going to put budget in for driver's education for the police department, so you don't need to worry about that. You'll see it on the next year's budget.
Who got the ticket on that?
That's a long story.
Okay.
Just to kind of rehash a little bit about the demolition money, I think the budget, or excuse me, the agenda last month was confusing. It did indicate that there was a movement of demolition money out for other purposes. That is not what happened. The budget, in fact, grew about 200 or 300% from the previous year for demolitions, and you guys provided $140,000, which is by far the most we've ever had to do cleanup work, and some pretty staggering numbers for what we've been able to do. Congratulations to our staff, James Moon and Amy, fantastic. Of course, Sharon is the department head over that, so good work there. Just fair warning, the winter weather is heading our way. If you buy what the TV stations are putting, we're looking at some pretty good stuff coming in Sunday and Monday, possibly even Tuesday if it's as severe as they're predicting. The good news is that your staff is prepared as we've never been before. We've got new and better equipment, and we're ready to go to battle. This will be the first time that we've tried doing 3 8-hour shifts as we get into this, so we're anxious to get after it, and our guys have got sanding equipment repaired and up. All the spraying mechanisms that you have purchased in the past are Class A, ready to go. The mixtures are in place, and so we should, on our snow routes, have plenty of passability. Now, obviously, if we get in blizzard conditions, we're going to do what we can, but we want the citizens to be safe. But just for clarification on snow routes, we'll publish, as we always do, the snow routes that we clean, and we get some help on Highway 9 and on Highway 99 from the State Department, but we augment what they're doing, of course. But we do not go into neighborhoods, and that's from past experience, because if we put a blade down in a neighborhood, it will, in heavy snow, block residents from being able to exit their driveways. And we don't have near enough staff to go shovel everybody's driveway. So our obligation and promise is that we're going to do our best to clear the snow routes, but you'll have to be patient. Sometimes we'll put sand in some areas in residential, but not very often. It's got to be a pretty severe issue. So that's where we are on winter weather. I'll be speaking Thursday about economic development at the forum meeting. Man, there's so many things going on, and it's all, I mean, the vast majority is all great news. Hopefully you guys can attend that. It'll be fun. You'll get to hear my take on food trucks, and so if that's a good thing or a bad thing for Seminoles. So I hope you'll join us on Thursday at noon. Big shout out to a gentleman who never wants any credit and has very little to say. We have been experimenting with sharing a maintenance man, and we share Richie Lay with Sharon and Matt, and this guy, he's plugged in, and we don't know what we ever did without him. That's the kind of guy that he is, and just a big pat on the back to Richie. We're going through we're going through the final inspection phases on Blackburn Ridge. That's the townhomes down here next to the Wellness Center. We're very close, very close on that. So we'll end up with 78 units here pretty quick. We won't open all 78 at one time, but they'll come online as they're ready. And I think we've got, 1, 2, and 3 ready to inspect, somewhere in there? 1, 2, 5, all right. So we have signed an agreement for some more housing for the USA Tank area. If you're familiar with the old Independent Tank, we have signed an agreement. We've got a builder out of Kingston that is planning on building about 30 units in there. So right now, we're in good shape. We'd love to see the homes, as much demolition as we have been doing. It's important that we be able to replenish our housing stock. Otherwise, our population leaks, and we don't need that. So we're in good shape on housing, it seems. We did get ODEQ, Oklahoma Department of Environmental Quality, approval for our sewer plant plan. Wastewater plant has been approved by DEQ. It now goes to the feds in Washington for the final USDA stamp. And hopefully, within the next 60 days, we'll be closing the USDA loan that we had the citizens vote on for the tax and be ready to, we're kind of thinking maybe July. That might be a little optimistic for the start of construction, especially when we're dealing with the federal government, but we're going to stay optimistic and say that we think somewhere around July we'll be able to start. So just kind of back to the $700,000 that we talked about last month and urban renewal. Urban renewal is thinking about and wanted to approach, or at least notify the city council that they've got an intention of using the $700,000 that you allocated to them to participate in rebuilding the sidewalks downtown and potentially overlaying. They expect to have several public hearings, and I'm thinking 2 or 3 public hearings along those lines to hear any concerns that the citizens may have. That kind of came on the heels of not being able to acquire enough land to do something similar that they had seen in Blanchard. It was kind of a 2-story retail and residential type structure. It's just almost impossible, we found, to acquire enough land with the different landowners and their propensity to hold on to that property. So they're kind of going a different direction. They want to overlay the brick streets with asphalt and rebuild some of the sidewalks. That's all I've got, Mayor.
Thank you. Our city attorney, Brad Carden. All right. Well, what's left is consideration, discussion, and possible action to enter into executive session under Oklahoma Statute 25 OS subsection 307B1, discussing the employment of an individual salaried public officer or employee, acting fire chief Scott Childers. So we'll have just a few minutes and then we'll go into executive session. Which means everybody else has to leave.
So you did a motion?
I do. Need a motion.
I'll motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign.